Hello, welcome. It's been a really long time since we've done a podcast, and a lot of things have changed. We have our pastor with us, our friend, our pastor, in all her wisdom. So we're just going to see where this goes. But Cory is here, and
I'm different now.
Cory's different.
Things are different.
Way different. And I'm probably just going to let him tell you where he went and what happened to him and how he's changed, and then we'll just go from there. Sound good?
All right, I guess we'll go with that.
Okay.
Well, we'll start with a trip to the Dominican. That's where it really started.
Yeah.
Because I went thinking, just thinking I was going to help because I'm pretty handy. I work all the time. Might as well work for a reason.
Okay.
So I did, and things changed. Like a lot of stuff happened. I seen a lot of things. I seen a lot of grateful people that were grateful for just normal things. Like we were just working, and people coming by and thanking us and bringing us gifts, and that was a huge impact to me. You don't see that a lot here in the States. People aren't grateful to be here, and they should be. They just don't realize it. And we went to a church where they didn't speak English at all. And kudos to the translator because she was fantastic. And they were telling. Well, it started. I guess it started with all this music that I didn't realize I knew, but until like the middle of the song, like, hey, I know this song. And but it was different. Like they were dancing and clapping, and they were just having a great time. And I wasn't used to that, so that got my blood boiling and my juices flowing.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. And well, they have tithes and offerings, I suppose is what you'd call it there. And normally I'm a cheapskate, and I like to hoard my money, and I just reached in my pocket. I gave them all my money, every dollar.
All your money.
And when their pastor came back up, he was telling all of us that were there, like he was thanking us and, putting blessings on us because we just basically paid their bills, and they can continue to worship there, which is a big deal because it wasn't a very wealthy area.
Okay.
Very rundown. Pulling up to it, we were like, we're not in the right place. This can't be the right place. It was the right place. We were supposed to be there.
Do you think that so you're tight with money? Do you think that God pulled your heart on that one? Or
Yes.
do you think it was totally like all of a sudden you were like, I want to give you all my money?
It was both. I was like, they need all my money. They don't have any. And God was like, give them all your money. Okay. I just do what I'm told now.
That's right.
But we heard a message from an American pastor there that was being translated to them, and which was pretty powerful. But it was their pastor, the Dominican pastor, blessing us and praying for us. That hit the hardest for me. Like they're in a hard spot. They don't really have a whole lot, and they're blessing us. That was a big deal. And he started saying stuff, to us, but mostly to Pastor April about how, she's going to do great things, and her life is going to be, it's going to be great. Don't give up. And that's when we were all like, oh, okay, he's here. Things are different. Okay. And that was really a turning point for me.
So you climbed down from the fence?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I put my other leg over.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Got baptized in the bluest, warmest ocean with the most beautiful landscape I've ever seen. So it was pretty awesome.
The video, because I didn't go to the Dominican. In the video from your baptism, the part, I told you this, the part that got my heart was when you came up out of the water and you grabbed the guy who baptized you and you hugged him like I've never, ever seen you hug anyone.
Shout
ever.
out to Pastor Brandon.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's different. He's different. Yep. I can tell.
Him and his boys were a big deal on the job site, keeping us all together and keeping morale up, praying for everybody. They were a big deal.
Cool.
Very grateful for them guys. Them kids worked hard, man. I ain't never seen kids work that hard. They worked hard.
That's awesome.
Good boys.
That's awesome. So what happened when you got back? Just went,
Well, it was cold here. I wasn't a fan.
No?
And when I got back, I realized I hated my job more than I did when I left.
Do all things like you're working for the Lord, remember?
Yeah. No, I don't like working for the man anymore. I realized how ungrateful people are here.
Yeah.
They don't realize how well life is here and how easy it is.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have to do a third world country mission trip at least once in their life.
Okay.
Just to see and feel it.
That's good stuff. So, what else? What else did you do when you came back?
I don't know what you mean.
I mean, I feel like that you have these talents that you have. And,
I started playing on the worship team.
whoa, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty incredible, too. Like to have you and Kathy and Eric up there and just their,
Yeah, it feels good. It's powerful. Makes me feel good. Sundays are my favorite day.
Can you share, because I know a year ago you guys kind of practiced as a worship team, like you didn't necessarily go up there, but that was before the transformation.
We did last summer, about a year ago now, try and give it a shot, me playing for the worship team. And Eric was there too. And I wasn't there yet. I hadn't fully committed my life to God, and when I was practicing, you could tell, like I just wasn't in it. My heart wasn't in it, and I don't think God was ready for me to be there yet. But now I am, and it's to a practice day with Kathy is my other favorite day of the week.
That's awesome.
It's a good time. Feels good.
And now, so like before, because I've been listening to Christian music for a really long time, and you're like, I can't get into any of this. I just can't. And so that has changed in you because, I mean, you're on the, you play worship music.
I listen to a lot of worship music now, too, in my free time. My Spotify is full of it.
Okay. Do you think that, do you understand now, because I talk a lot, weird, but.
That's fine.
Do you understand now where I was coming from before when I would talk to you about it? Because you said musically, contemporary music is intricate, basically. I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't know if that's the right word either, but I know what you're meaning by it. Like it's not. I was missing.
Challenging. It's not musically challenging. Like
yeah, it didn't make me think. Like when I listen to music, I'm always like, kind of like that Brandon Lake interview. I'm like, well, what's the, what kind of reverbs he got going on in there, and I'm thinking about these pedals and what frets and chords and things like that. And with worship music, it's just, I thought it was real basic and almost talentless. And I've come to realize that's not the case at all. It's the same as rock and roll. It's just about God and not about drugs and everything else that comes with the rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah. It's complete opposite.
It's the opposite. Which
rock and roll is chains. Worship music's chain breaking.
I do love rock and roll music, but I've also figured out that rock and roll music can also be about God and not about the things that most people associate rock and roll music with.
Yeah.
You can rock out to Jesus, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Very cool. I like it. It's been quite a journey watching you grow and change and be different. And from a standpoint of a wife who lived with a husband who wasn't in the same realm that I was in.
Yeah, I used to make fun of you.
There, in hands off, in leading and listening to God as He tells me what to do, how to pray, how to be married to you while living a different style life, has been really amazing to me, and it shows me like how faithful God is when he's set to move, He moves. When He us having me being still and having the patience and not like cramming it down your throat, because I want to cram Jesus down everybody's throat, and so I have to like.
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because you might have pushed me away doing that.
Exactly.
You probably would have pushed me away doing that.
So from a pastor's perspective, you said something about him climbing down the fence, like you swung your leg over, and I see everything visual. I don't see Cory swinging his leg over and like climbing down this fence and starting to walk. I see Cory at the top of the fence, jumping off the fence and saying, "Let's go," and everyone come with me.
Yeah.
Because his kids, his friends, people in this church, they see him on fire, like truly genuine in love with the Lord. And you're like, come on, guys. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
So it's not like you climb down the fence, stuck your toe in, and like, let me figure this Jesus stuff out. You're like, nope, we're going and let's go. And you have a church, and you have a group of men that see that, and a group of boys and teens that see that in you.
It's it's different when you have like real peace and joy. Like you think you find joy in a 12-ounce can of Twisted Tea, when really, as soon as that 12-ounce can's gone, your joy's gone as well.
Yeah.
And, I'm not sure how long it's been. It's been a few months now where I'm completely sober and the happiest and most peaceful I've ever been. So, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you want to tell everybody. So I understand why you want to cram it down people's throat, because you just want to tell everybody.
It's like, look what I got. You want some of this, I promise.
Yeah, I promise you want some.
Yeah.
I got plenty to give out.
And you guys it's not even just about you guys opening your mouths and saying things, but you are living it. Like the two of you, there's so much transformation just because of your obedience. And has it been easy?
No.
Right. Like you guys have hit walls, you've hit hard stuff because the enemy sees what you're doing for his kingdom, but you don't stop because you know what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
And you don't come to church and check off the box because you know you're supposed to. You're not changing your lives because I'm sitting there condemning you or other people are looking down on you. You're changing your life because the Lord is that good.
Yes.
And you want to do it out of your love for Him.
Yes.
There's a world of difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are the Christians that Satan hates.
Yo, we know. He fights us hard. He's constantly trying to fight us.
Yeah. And that, that being said, so once he came back from the Dominican, it was a different dynamic for us too. Like, okay, how do we be Christians together? Because we've been doing it alone. And I remember like we hadn't prayed together, and I talked about like this fear that I had to pray with him. He hears me pray all the time. But to pray with him was just different, and it was scary. So it was one day he had texted me or something, and he said, I feel completely overwhelmed today. I'm I don't know if I can handle all this. I don't know what's coming at me. I'm just overwhelmed. My brain is overwhelming me. In our whole relationship, I can't even remember a time I ever even heard him say those words to me. So, but it was immediate that I knew that the devil was attacking us, because I felt the exact same way. And I was like, oh, okay. So I wrote a prayer real quick, texted it to him, and was like, I need you to go somewhere in the private, in the quiet, and I need you to say this prayer out loud. And I'm going to say this out loud because we're free. We are not held down. We're not overwhelmed. We are free. God gives us freedom. This is, if we're feeling anything other than that, that's not from God. And I think it was at that moment that I was like, we're going to start praying together. Until the night you said, that was a long prayer. I almost fell asleep.
It's because we work too hard, man. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. But it's real. Like, it's different too when it's the two of you fighting the same battle, and not and having that level of understanding, as opposed to when it's just me and I'm anointing the house, and now you understand, but before you're like, this girl is nuts.
Yeah, I get it now.
You get it now.
Yeah.
You understand.
Battle them demons, baby.
Yeah. So anyway, cool. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. So April's here with us, and you want to tell us about April? No? Okay. She doesn't. Okay. So what else? We had a grandson.
I was gonna say we got a
Yeah.
grandbaby.
Yeah, we did. We have a grandson. He came into the world in December, which is when we stopped at podcasting, because he came 2 months early. He was premature. He was in the hospital for almost 2 months, and we were a little bit busy. But now he's 8 months old and the healthiest little baby, happiest little baby, most wonderful little baby ever.
He's awesome.
He's so awesome. So that's a praise in itself. And so that's exciting for us, but also a life change, now that there's an extra family member that we want to hoard and spend all our time with. Or me anyway. I want to hoard him. So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think. It's been almost a year since we did a podcast, and I think one of the last ones we did, we talked about like the law, and
God's law.
yeah, God's law, and about when the veil, Jesus' death, removed the veil and made a way for us to, because the law we could never fulfill the law without Jesus. And and then you figured that out when you went to the Dominican, like what this crazy lady was always talking about with Jesus. And our oldest son is getting baptized this week, so that's also pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty pumped for that.
Yeah.
That's something I was going to mention, is that not only did you take off and start serving the Lord, but you also meet with a group of men on Saturday, and you take the
Yep.
boys with you, and I think that that's really poured into your life too. Do you want to share about how that helps? Because you're not doing it, like you're not doing it alone.
Well, it takes a village, and I'm not super. I'm still pretty green in all this. I'm still learning and whatnot. So it helps having other perspectives and other men to lean on, and to lend support if needed. Kathy's husband Jeremy pours into my boys a lot, and I'm super grateful for him for that.
Yeah. And the other guys in the discipleship group, the kids talk about how much they love Jesus. It's really,
Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is on fire for Jesus. I love listening to Roger.
Yeah,
He's great.
Yeah. And meeting him, you just see it. He's just,
Yep.
he's got the joy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I love listening to him talk and tell his stories about his cows.
Okay, let me ask you this question then, because we're surrounded by women most of the time in a lot of our groups. Is you've been listening to me, you've been listening to everything because you're always around. Do men have? Is it good? Is it different? What's it like to get a perspective of a man, like a male Christian? Like I asked you that about the guys in the Dominican, like how different was it working with a bunch of Christian men? Like it definitely has to be different, but in comparison to being around Christian women,
It's morale building. I guess is an easy way to put it. Like you're like you have support. You're not like men are most of the time told to repress these emotions and just hold it back and nobody cares, get back to work type of mindset. And when you hang out with Christian men and work with them and get to know them, it's not like that at all. Like if you have a problem, one of them will help. They will have some sort of experience in whatever it is you're dealing with. We've got an older gentleman there who's been through some stuff, and I'm sure if there was any crazy problem you had, he's probably been through it. There's, Pastor Alex. He's around my age. He's been through some stuff. Like it's a support system.
yeah,
Like you don't have to repress these feelings and feel alone. Like you don't have to go through things alone.
yeah,
Like and you don't have to feel shame. Like there's no shame.
right. And like you don't have to feel like you're required to be a certain level of man.
No.
Like when you go there, you don't feel like you have to.
No, there's no
hold the
alpha
line.
male. Like there's none of that. We're just men, children of God.
Okay, I love it. That's great. Do you even in the Dominican, so your experience with all these men, do you think that it is like it builds you up, builds up your confidence, or builds up your
I think
like
it builds confidence. It
encourages
builds
you?
character.
You think it encourages you to keep going?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
There was a couple times where it's so hot in the Dominican, where I was like, okay, I want to quit. Like I want to be done for the day. And Pastor Brandon's boys, they're 16. They don't look 16. They look like Hulkamaniacs. They're built.
Like the power team.
Yeah. They all poured into me like, hey, just ask God for the strength and he'll give it to you and we'll get through this, and before you know it the day will be over. And I did, and we did, and we got half of a church built.
Right. Incredible.
And it was pretty rewarding.
Yeah. So it is different than being like it's necessary for you to be around other men like-minded and be built up with each other, kind of like it is for us with our in our groups and things like that.
Yes. Yes, it's definitely necessary. When I hang out with men who aren't Christian or just are of the world, it really, it sucks.
It's hard. It's hard,
It's
right?
very hard, yeah. They just don't, they don't have peace, and you can tell. Like, they're
Yeah.
just so weighed down and wrapped in chains, and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
And when you try and tell them, they act like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And they talk smack to you, just like I used to do to you.
Yeah. So you understand that.
Yeah. I get it.
And you love them through it anyway.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I often, because I'm not a man, and I did, raise two sons, but that was something that I think is needed in everywhere you go. These young boys, they need a good, positive Christian male role model to look up to. And I think that's why it's you understand things that we're never going to understand. And I think that's great that you've found avenues with other men that you're able to have, and you bring the boys, and so they get to also see that, they get to see other men pouring into other men and other men being just real because
And receptive.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's incredible. And I think that it's underutilized. I think more men need to be like doing that in groups all over the place. Well, women need to do it too. It's not just men.
And the reality is also is that the group of guys that you have and the pastor that you're with and the men that are there, all of you are real, and you don't have to put on I've got this all together, and you're in a group where you guys can be authentically yourselves. And that's not always the case when you're in groups like that. So you're very blessed. And for the boys in you to see these dudes are real and they love the Lord and they love me is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So you carry that torch now.
I don't think Joshua would be getting baptized Sunday without these men on Saturday pouring into him.
Yeah. He's got to tell him this Saturday.
Isaiah will get there.
Yeah. Well,
He's still a bit young. He's trying to fight. He'll get there.
yeah. Gotta move him. He moves everybody. He's faithful. He promises.
Yep. And just keep watering that seed.
That's right. That's right.
And he's watching.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
watching. And not only, and I'm not going to speak about Isaiah specifically, but they're not just watching the road that you walk, but they're also watching how you respond to when they make mistakes. How do you respond when they're not making the right choices? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the Lord loves us. He loves us. And we just love them.
Yeah.
And they see that. That's different than the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it does. I remember having to saying something. I think I said something to Joshua one time, and it was a little condemning him a little bit, and I was praying, and God was like, "You need to check yourself." He didn't say that, but he's like, "You need to let him know that you were wrong," because I was wrong. But I was like, "You know better. What are you, like, duh." But it's our response. We're not part of the world anymore. We have the light of Jesus, the love of Jesus, and that's how our response needs to be framed, through the Jesus filter. Like, not the Dawn's sinful, fleshly filter, but the Jesus filter, because that's what matters. And we have to love like Jesus.
That's what'll make the changes.
Yeah. And I had to backtrack. And being slow to speak is really a struggle sometimes, especially not for like strangers or for people that, don't live in your home sometimes, but like your own kids is hard. It's slow to speak is hard because you immediately, you know better because they're your kids. Clearly you're smarter than them, right?
Okay, so can we go down that rabbit trail real quick?
Yeah.
Because you've been saying that, speaking about that a lot, taking every thought captive, and how you were like, you would mull over something over and over and over again. And we talked about that one day, and I'm like, what does it mean to be captive? Right? Yeah. And okay, I have to backtrack. She says I'm full of wisdom. I'm not. I'm learning. Like, she's whatever. So I'm not that person. However, I like to look at words, and when with something, if there's a prisoner that's taken captive, then the person that's got the captive is in control of it.
Okay.
And like, that's how I seen it when you were saying take every thought captive. Like, yes, we take it captive, but that means, no, you're under my control. Like, the thoughts don't rule us. The thoughts don't get to rule our mind. We get to rule our thoughts. If that makes sense, or is that confusing?
No,
Nope, it makes complete sense. Yeah.
Because every word in that Bible means something specifically. So when it's talking about keep your thoughts captive, what does that mean exactly when you hear that?
I would assume it would boil down to slow to speak.
Yeah.
Like, think about what you say before you say it.
Yeah, because it also says and make it obedient to Christ. So this thought that I'm thinking, is it, do I need to, is it a thought that is a Jesus-like thought? Is it something that, a person who's has the Holy Spirit living in them, is that what they would say? Is that what they would do?
We're not only judged by what we say, but it also says if you even think about a woman. So it's our thoughts that we're judged by also. So I also think we need to not only be careful of what comes out of our mouths because it's death and life, but the Lord sees what's in our thoughts. So if there's something that comes to our thoughts, he very well knows what we're doing with that. So are we dwelling and letting it? No, we take it captive from the moment. Like, I shouldn't be looking at him like that, or I shouldn't be thinking that. And then
Yes.
boom, it's gone.
Yeah. Yep. And I think even so for me, I'm I always got songs in my head. And so I was struggling with something, and the song in my head was, "You will fight my battles. I just need to be still." That was over and over. So anytime something came up, I was like, nope, he will fight my battles. I just need to be still. So that I had to convince my thoughts of that, because and then eventually, the goal is they'll quit coming, but I don't know if they'll ever quit coming.
That's
But
not how the enemy works.
but I think that's my battle plan for captive thoughts is, I don't have to do, as long as I recognize and go immediately to God, I don't have to do anything. He's going to do it. I just have to listen and be obedient. It sounds easy.
It's not.
It's not always easy. Some things are easier than others.
Yeah.
But, with obedience is growing faith. And growing faith is building up your armor. And building up your armor is being battle ready. So.
And knowing why you're in the battle, when we see why we're in the battle, like you said, you see people that are in chains and enslaved, and we want to free them. Like, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there, and we know the truth and the freedom that comes from it. So obedience, it literally is never comfortable.
No.
No.
And it's hard, but when you know why we're doing it, it's not just the love of Christ, but we see people, not even their eternity matters, but here in this world that are living and walking in hell.
Yeah.
They're hopeless. Like, we see the road they're going down. And if we can be a part of breaking those chains, Lord, whatever you want me to do, let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There is a, like, to love like God loves. I mean, to see the people, that's my prayer a lot. Let me see people the way you see them. Let my heart love them the way you love them, because in my own self, I can't do that, And we talked on a previous podcast about his perfect love, God's perfect love, which is hard to understand it from our human perspective, because we judge it based on our fathers or our mothers, or people that or even our spouses that we love, which is all imperfect, and we all make mistakes. He doesn't make mistakes. It's hard to understand that level of love, and people that are chained down, you can't sometimes, like, just having conversations, you can't.
They can't comprehend that level of
No.
love because they've never felt anything like that.
No, to receive perfect love. Like, I've been thinking about that with confidence with people. Like, this is what the word says. He chose me. That, wow, the God of everything chose me. That's like that should build your confidence, but people just don't see it like that. They don't, they've been, and maybe they are wrapped in chains so tightly, and they can't escape, and they can't see beyond, what they can't see what we see.
Well, if you were an enemy, and if every child of God knew the power that we had here on this earth and the authority that he gives us, the enemy would want to stop that.
Yeah.
If every person walking around this earth understood, if they received Christ and they knew what he did for them and they received freedom from all of that, the power that we carry when we walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course the enemy is going to fight against you
Yeah.
knowing you. You know what I mean? And even Christians, we accept him and we love him and we want to follow him. But until we truly know who God created us to be, do we walk in the power and authority that actually changes things?
Right. Yeah, that's true too. And it's even still walking now and knowing things, it's still learning new things all the time.
Every day.
Yeah. And like praying for, boldness to be bold like we should be, because we have a king inside of us. We're the temple for a king. That's what we are, and we should walk like that, but we sure don't sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And he convicts me a lot of that, especially with the calling of pastor. Like, you're leading, you should do this better, you should know what you're doing. And I just want to surrender and be obedient, but all of us need to learn and all of us need to grow, and we're not going to do that if we don't surrender in obedience.
Yeah.
And then do the stuff.
Then do the stuff. The hard stuff. The easy stuff.
And
I guess
all of it in between.
Yeah, I guess it'd be easy if we let him do it, and we just be still and we just move. Our minds, we make it harder.
It's our earthly flesh that makes it hard.
I know for me, it was pride. I thought it was false humility when I felt him calling me to speak, to share people about my love, to share people about what I wouldn't, because I was scared to death of people. And I don't like talking in front of people. I don't like being in front of people. And I thought it was like a false humility. Like, who am I? Like, I can't do this. And he spoke through a speaker one day, and I thought he was speaking right to me, that it's not about you. And when we think it's about us, then we're so prideful. And I'm like, oh, what I thought was was humility was actually pride, because I'm thinking all about me. Yeah. And so if I'm thinking about me, I'm not going to go up there. And I'm not going to tell somebody about Jesus, because I'd rather hide behind a rock. But when it's about him, it's like, I'll do whatever. Yeah. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it, because it's about you. Yeah. So it's just about that. Who are we looking at?
Yeah. Yeah, and who matters.
Yeah.
Who matters. Yeah. It was like fighting to give my testimony for months and months and months. And I felt him saying, you need to give your testimony. And then one day, I was driving, and he was like, somebody needs to hear your testimony. You need to give your testimony. And I'm like, I ain't even talking about this anymore. I'm sorry, God. I know I need to. And then I think you texted me like a day later and was like, I made space for you to give your testimony.
Isn't that funny how it works?
It's like, okay, I guess that's what it is. And that's what I had to remember. It isn't about me.
It's not our story.
It's not about it doesn't matter what people think about me, because it matters what he thinks about me. And he wouldn't ask me to share without covering me in protection and knowing that, and telling me in the word that we're going to be persecuted. It's going to happen, but I'm faithful. I'm going to take care of you. So you're right. It isn't about us. And we get caught up sometimes in it because we have to do it, but it isn't about us.
And we see persecution in people's words their judgment against us, that where we've been. What Jesus sees is our words that are being spoken into truth, and chains that are be broken, that people see, he did it in her, he can do it in me.
Yeah.
He did it in her, he can do it again.
Yes.
God's the same, and he's going to do it in my life. That's what he sees.
Yes.
And people's lives transforming and chains being thrown on the ground because of your story.
Yeah.
But we're thinking, what is someone going to think of me?
Yeah. Yeah. And it is life-changing. Like, I mean, when we went to do the prison ministry, their testimony, the one guy, his testimony is, and even some of the women that I sat with, their testimony to me changed me, and
oh yeah.
And that's, so it's about him and not us. And
it's pretty powerful when people in a worse living situation and in a harder state of life than you are pray for you and, bless you.
Yeah. It humbles you right down.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
"Ooh."
it just knocks you right down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I honestly, for me, I sometimes need to be humbled down.
I think
So,
every one of us do.
I sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, it's not me. I gotta stop. I gotta stop thinking that. So, but you're right. I always tell this story. Probably you're probably sick of hearing about it, but I read something somewhere about a guy who was ministering in China, and he went down the basement of these people, and all these people were there, and they were sharing the word of God, and they didn't have any Bibles, and they were like telling him how they wish they could have the freedom that he has over here in America, so he could go to church, so he could do all these things, and all these people. And he said, no, you don't. I don't think you understand. You guys have it way better than me. You don't have a Bible, but you can quote scripture word from that book. I can sit in a church all day with a bunch of other people, but we don't have it written on our hearts like you guys have it written on your hearts. And that's the difference. We, like you said, we take things for granted. Mm-hmm. And even this Bible, like you said, it goes everywhere with her. We take it for granted. If I didn't have it, what would I,
Right.
Mm-hmm. We don't have that luxury or we have the luxury of having the Bible, but some people don't. They're Christians and they're in countries where Christianity is against the law.
If they admit that they're Christians, they'll be put
Yes.
to death.
Yeah. So we you got to give your testimony, you poor thing. I mean, really.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
Someone might miss we're about you.
Yeah. Darn it. Yeah. And that's it. We're not. It's not about us.
And his word says, count yourself blessed if you're persecuted.
Yeah.
For my name.
Yeah. And that is.
When my brother said that he had unfollowed us on
it was
Facebook
great.
because of all the garbage we post, I never felt so good.
Yeah,
I was
we were like,
all right.
I know, we
That
were all
means we're
happy. We
doing
were
something
like,
good.
that is awesome. And he's like, what do you mean that's awesome?
Oh, you said that to him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my word.
I was like, that's what the Bible says is going to happen. So that means we're good. We're
That
doing
means
good.
We're doing good.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, it's
He's
pretty
still
good.
watching.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, they all still are. And I it's really exciting that we get to be here and do this. What else? Anything else before we sign off?
I don't know. I don't got nothing off the top of my head.
No new stories? You told you all your news stories.
Not all of them, but this ain't the last podcast, so.
I know. We're just going to rack up all the stories. Okay. Well, I guess we will take off for now, and we'll be back to talk about some more great stuff next time.
And before you do, I just want to say, listen to these guys, listen to their podcast, because they're living it. They're digging in their word. They're praying together. They're going through not just the motions, like they're going through the life of following Christ, and they're doing it together. They're doing it with family. They're doing it through it all, and they're living it. And their words are testimonies, and you get to walk with them and watch them grow and be a part of it. And it's so encouraging to everyone that's around them. So listen to it, learn with them. I wish like there was some way that people could message and text questions to you guys, or like there could be a conversation, because I know when I listen to your podcast before, I'm like, ooh, like I have something to say, or I have a question to ask, or something to where they can converse with you guys, because it's so great to be a part of your walk. And also check out Cory playing the guitar. Every Sunday we post it, and the worship team with Eric and Kathy. Just a huge. This church has not had a worship team in at least 4 years. And it's a blessing. It's a huge blessing. So, listen to
Yeah.
what they say. They're walking it. They're not just talking it.
And it is the Hubawasso would be, I don't know if we've ever,
Thehubawasso.com.
.com. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty great.
All right. Well, see you Sunday.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Bye.
Bye.